everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. Before we begin our program, I just wanted to welcome everyone. My name is Kathy Nguyen, and I am the COO of the Diasporic Vietnamese Artist Network. We are here, we've brought writers from Hanoi and from the United States here, so we've been in Hue for the last 2 weeks. So for this special event, there are a number of people that we wanted to thank before we begin our program. I would like to thank the writers, and you will meet each of them and hear their work in just a moment. They have traveled far, some of them from Hanoi. Half of them came from the United States to be here with us this evening. I would like to thank them and their families who traveled to be here with us this evening. Alexandra Nguyen, who you'll be hearing in just a bit. Her family traveled from the United States to be here to support her. So I'd like to thank her mother and her brother Vincent for being here with us this evening. And our writer Abigail Milo, who also came from the United States, and she is here this evening with her family. Her father traveled here also from the United States, and her family from Ban Mae Thuột. And they came here, they drove 12 hours yesterday to be here with us this evening. So I want to thank the families for their support of the writers and the poets that will be reading here this evening. I want to thank our co-organizers and partners, our friends in Hanoi, Ms. Wing Lee and Ms. Phương, for bringing this event together. They helped us organize this special event in memory of our very good friend Wing Huy Đức. Thank you also to the band All That Mojo, Paul, David, and Tu, who will be performing for us this evening. We also have a special performance from the Hue singers, Nhà Văn Võ Hue, who will be performing first. So we're very excited to have them here with us this evening. And then, of course, we want to thank all of our friends who traveled from Hanoi to be here with us, as well as our local friends in Hue, Mrs. Cam Thae, who also from Lebanon Memory Space, for being here with us, and Mr. Kian, also from Lebanon, and the manager of Kim Sung Art Home that has hosted our group for the last 2 weeks. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you especially to our friends from Hue who have made us feel so welcome, and their hospitality and in greeting us and making us feel at home in this beautiful city of Hue. We want to thank you all for being here. And then finally, we want to thank you, our hosts, Azurai, and the general manager, Mr. Min, and the staff at Azurai for preparing this beautiful space for us here this evening. We're so grateful, and we are just so pleased to have everyone join us this evening. Finally, we'd like to thank the Luce Foundation in the United States, our sponsors who made this event possible. So without further ado, I would love to introduce to you Mrs. Isabel Thuy Pelot. She is the co-founder and executive director of DVAN.
Thank you for all being here. As I'm here, I'm thinking of Minh Phan, my friend Minh Phan, who really helped us also obtain this space and could not be with us tonight. Before I say a few words to introduce, tell you about DVAN, right? Who are we? I want to make a shout out to Kathy Nguyen for organizing the residency and part of this event. Please applaud Kathy Nguyen. So we come from the US with a lot of humility and respect and the desire to implement part of DVAN mission, which is about increasing public awareness about the diversity, complexity, and nuances of the Vietnamese diaspora, and creating space in which Vietnamese diasporic stories and artists can empower, heal, and connect individuals and community. We've been here for 2 weeks, and we felt very touched by the warm welcome from everyone and for all of you to be here. And it seems like we were meant to be here. We have a friend of Nguyen Quy Duc here. Nguyen Quy Duc was a dear friend of mine. I met him in the early 1990s. I was a student, and as a student with another student named Vietnamese, we will follow Duc around, and then and he put us to work, and then we did some events to support him, but also because he was one of the first Vietnamese American riders to support other riders, emerging riders, and this is why DVAN is here, right? And from here, we learn about the importance of coming together as a community, eat good food, talk, music, exchange across national boundaries. And we also learn the ideas of, for established riders to support emerging riders. So this is really the spirit of DVAN, and that's what we hear. And this is our first residency in Vietnam when we stay for 2 weeks, and this is very meaningful, right? I mean, some of the riders from the US write about Vietnam and speak about Vietnam, but never been in Vietnam, right? But this attachment, this relationship of the new generations to Vietnam is still very strong, and we find it like, although we focus on diasporic Vietnamese riders, it's very important to be here in dialogue with Vietnamese riders and poets. And what happened after 2 weeks is much more than we ever expected, right? It was scary at first, but now it's real, and it's transformative for us and for the riders, maybe. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the microphone to Miss Nguyen to speak about the next part of this program.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người ạ. Em xin phép nói bằng tiếng Việt. I'd like to speak in Vietnamese to our Vietnamese friends. Xin tự giới thiệu, tôi tên là Vân Ly, là một người bạn của anh Nguyễn Quý Đức, một người bạn có thể nói là từ lúc anh mới đặt chân trở về Hà Nội, trở về Việt Nam, và rất là may mắn khi mà tôi là người bạn đồng hành với anh Đức qua gần 2 thập kỷ. Để chia sẻ với mọi người thêm ý nghĩa về buổi hôm nay, thì có sự xuất hiện của DVAN là những người bạn bằng Đức ở bên Mỹ, và sau đấy thì chúng tôi là những người bạn ở Việt Nam, ở Hà Nội, mong muốn được gặp những người bạn bên Mỹ và cùng chia sẻ những điều mà anh Đức đã cùng xây dựng, và với chúng tôi những gì anh Đức đã làm được ở cả hai quốc gia rất là đẹp đẽ và rất là ý nghĩa. Và đấy là chúng tôi gặp nhau ở đây. Chúng tôi bay từ Hà Nội đến đây, những người bạn ở Mỹ bay từ Mỹ qua đây, và cả những nhà văn rất là tuyệt vời, những nhà thơ rất là tuyệt vời. Tôi mong rằng buổi tối hôm nay sẽ trở thành một buổi tối rất ý nghĩa để chúng ta cùng tôn vinh văn chương, cùng tôn vinh vẻ đẹp của những gì anh Đức đã xây dựng, và cùng tôn vinh văn hóa của Huế. Chúng tôi rất là vinh dự khi mà được chào đón bởi những nghệ sĩ ngay tại Huế với âm nhạc và thơ ca của Huế. Để mà chắc là trước tiên thì Lily sẽ xin phép nêu lại một chút những gì mà chị Casey với Isabel vừa mới mô tả, vừa mới giới thiệu. Thì các chị đã giới thiệu về việc DVAN làm sao có mặt tại đây, về cái nguyện vọng của DVAN là hỗ trợ cho những nghệ sĩ trẻ, những tài năng văn chương trẻ, cổ vũ cho sự kết nối xuyên biên giới, và văn chương hay là thi ca nghệ thuật thì luôn luôn sẽ không có biên giới nào hết, và đấy là lý do mà chúng ta ở đây, đúng không? Thì Lily sẽ không xin phép nói dài nữa, mà bây giờ chúng ta xin phép được bắt đầu. Và xin mời chị Casey giới thiệu.
So now we will begin our program with this very special performance from the Hui singing troupe and the poet Võ Hui. We'd like to thank the artists Hồng Lê, Văn Vĩ, Kim Hồng, Hương Thủy. Xin mời.
Hôm nay tôi rất hân hạnh được nhà văn Lê Bạn Nguyễn Phan Quế Mai và tổ chức DVAN mời chúng tôi có mặt ở đây. Xin gửi lời chào.
Hello everyone, how are you today? Mọi người có khỏe không? Mọi người vui không? I'm so honored to be here, to be invited by DVAN and my dear friend Phan Quế Mai to be here to welcome you with, special music from Huế.
Chúng tôi nổi tiếng công việc của cha ông. Ngày xưa, các nhà thơ thường đến những chương trình ca ru, hát cả đào, nghệ thuật ca Huế để soạn lời cho các ca nương. Và bây giờ chúng tôi tiếp tục công việc của cha ông là soạn lời thơ để đưa vào âm nhạc truyền thống dân tộc Việt Nam, trong đó có nghệ thuật ca Huế.
What we are doing here today is to continue the work of our ancestors. In the past, poets used to come to performances by traditional singers, and they would compose poetry to accompany the music. So these days, the poet of Huế are writing lyrics to be used in the traditional music, such as Huế singing or ca Huế.
Chúng tôi có hai tiết mục. Tiết mục thứ nhất là làn điệu Phẩm Tuyết, là một giai điệu nhã nhạc, và chúng tôi viết lời cho giai điệu nhã nhạc Phẩm Tuyết. Người ca một thắng cảnh Huế, đó là Điền Hồng Chén.
So today you'll be listening to two songs, and they have been written for the poetry of our really well-known, well-beloved Vietnamese poet Võ Quế, who's standing next to me. And he wrote, the first song is written about Hòn Chén Temple.
Một làn điệu nữa, đó là làn điệu hát Châu Văn. Hát Châu Văn, xin lỗi, vừa rồi tôi nói nhầm. Cái điệu Phẩm Tuyết là ca ngợi những cây đàn dân tộc, còn điệu hát Châu Văn là tiết mục thứ hai là ca ngợi Điền Hồng Chén.
So the first song will actually be about content phrases for these traditional Vietnamese musical instruments, and the second song will be about Hòn Chén Temple.
Và dàn nhạc hôm nay được thể hiện thì chúng tôi xin được giới thiệu nghệ sĩ Hồng Lê, thạc sĩ giảng viên nhạc viện Huế, sử dụng cây đàn bầu đã được Phan Quế Mai giới thiệu trong chương trình radio ở Mỹ.
We have here the special instrument đàn bầu. Hồng Lê, she has a master degree in music, and she's teaching at the university here in Huế. And I have had the honor to introduce her music to accompany a radio program that features Vietnamese poetry on American radio. So I'm so delighted to be here with her today. Cảm ơn chị nhiều.
Hai là thạc sĩ giảng viên nghệ sĩ Quỳnh Nga, sử dụng đàn tranh. Hiện nay là chủ nhiệm bộ môn âm nhạc dân tộc của trường Trung cấp Văn hóa Nghệ thuật.
So this is how do you say this instrument in English? Zither. I couldn't never pronounce it. It's called đàn tranh, and we have also a very well-known musician who performs with us today. She's also a teacher of music. Em xin tên của chị là chị
Quỳnh Nga.
Chị Quỳnh Nga, artist Quỳnh Nga, who will be performing for us today.
Và đây là nghệ sĩ Ám Việt, sử dụng công việc là công tác ở nhà hát nghệ thuật ca kịch Huế.
So this is the moon flute, right? And we have our performers, the artist who's also working for the theater of Huế. And Văn Vĩ. Văn Vĩ is such a beautiful name. Cảm ơn anh.
Chương trình sẽ biểu diễn liên tục hai bài. Bài thứ nhất là giai điệu Phẩm Tuyết do Hương Thủy trình bày, nội dung ca ngợi nhạc của dân tộc. Bài thứ hai là hát chầu văn do nghệ nhân ưu tú Kim Hồng trình bày, làn điệu chầu văn uy nghi ngọc tràng.
So you'll be listening to two songs consecutively. So the first song will be about the musical instruments, and the second song will be about Hòn Chén Temple. Thank you so much. And thank you Võ Quế for poet Võ Quế for bringing our special, these special musicians here with us today. Cảm ơn anh Võ Quế.
Xin chân thành cảm ơn. Chúng tôi có câu lạc bộ ca Huế thành lập từ 40 năm nay, và 10 năm nay thì chúng tôi có chương trình biểu diễn miễn phí vào tối thứ ba hàng tuần tại 25 Lê Lợi, và chúng tôi rất mong được đón quý vị tại địa chỉ đó.
Thank you so much for your attention. We have a Huế singing troupe that performs for free every Tuesday. Can you believe it's for free every Tuesday? So you can come to us and enjoy the music. Hôm nay rất nhiều. Mình muốn nói, xin chia sẻ mọi người một điều là tiết mục này là một tiết mục đặc biệt trong chương trình, tại vì một tiết mục không có một món quà rất là đặc biệt của những người bạn Huế. Tại vì khi mà anh bỏ quê nghe biết cái chương trình này, anh nói là để anh đưa những người bạn đến hát để đón chào các vị khách quý đến Huế. This performance is so special to us because it was an unexpected gift for Mr. Quê and his friends who gifted us this program when he knew about our event. So thank you so much to all of you. Cảm ơn các anh chị rất nhiều.
Sau đây thì chúng ta chu du đến một cái miền đất khác, một cái không khí âm nhạc khác và một tinh thần khác. Sau đây thì Wendy xin giới thiệu một người bạn của anh Quý Đức, một nghệ sĩ saxophone rất là tài năng đến từ Hà Nội. Và đây là tác phẩm mà cây saxophone Nguyễn Bảo Long, một người bạn đã từng biểu diễn rất là nhiều lần trong rất nhiều năm ở quán bar Diasporic của anh Đức ở Hà Nội. Đây là tác phẩm mà anh Bảo Long dành riêng cho anh Đức và mong muốn cùng chia sẻ với tất cả chúng ta. Xin mời anh Nguyễn Bảo Long. Lúc mà anh bảo Long mới bắt đầu chơi tôi xít nữa thì khóc, thực ra là khóc ở bên trong, ở đây ạ. Nếu mà quý vị ra Hà Nội thì mời ghé thăm quán câu lạc bộ nhạc jazz của anh Bảo Long là Long West. Anh là một người tiên phong, một nghệ sĩ tài năng nhưng đồng thời là một nhà giáo dục. Ở Long West thì thường vào tối thứ 6, thứ 7 sẽ có các cái buổi chơi nhạc. Và anh rất là khuyến khích những bạn trẻ chơi cùng mình để cùng lớn lên và cùng trở thành những nghệ sĩ đóng góp cho bối cảnh nhạc jazz và nghệ thuật của Việt Nam. Và trước đây thì anh Long cùng là người sáng lập ra dự án Jump for Jazz cùng với các nghệ sĩ nhạc jazz biểu diễn ở các địa điểm khác nhau với mong muốn là giới thiệu nhạc jazz, vẻ đẹp của nhạc jazz đến với những người mới với nhạc jazz và cả những người yêu nhạc jazz ở khắp Hà Nội và cả Việt Nam. Cùng anh đã ra một phòng một lần nữa. Cảm ơn anh Bảo Long rất nhiều. Sau đây mình xin mời bạn Tracy cùng giới thiệu phần đọc thơ, trình diễn thơ của các nhà văn và nhà thơ đến từ DVAN. Xin mời chị.
Thank you once again to the incredible Bảo Long, his beautiful soulful music. You can really all feel the spirit of our dear friend Huy Đức here with us this evening. It's so beautiful. So please, again, another round of applause for Bảo Long. Alright, so to begin the next portion of our program, we are going to hear some beautiful work by the DVAN writers and poets. Our first reader is Nguyễn Phan Quay Mai. Quay Mai is a poet and novelist and the author of 8 books in Vietnamese and 4 books in English. Her novels, The Mountains Sing and Dust Child, are international bestsellers and are being translated into more than 25 languages. She has a PhD in creative writing. Please give a warm welcome to Nguyễn Phan Quay Mai.
Là việc trăm trứng mẹ âu cơ những quả trứng vũ trụ, và một ngày nở ta. Ta đậm sen bắc, ta đậm hương ban mai sen xanh mướt, mẹ ru ta ngàn xưa tiếng Việt. Hạt cậu trắng nuôi ta nhọc nhằn châu thổ, tóc ta bay cùng phấp với cánh cò. Gom rơm một đồng về góc góc rối, hành trình dài thao thức cơn mơ. Gần những mùa nắng chín, châu thổ Cửu Long nghiêng bến, phù sa điệp trùng cuộn lời, hồng hà phù sa ta. Ta đã qua bao phố phường tráng lệ, Paris ánh sáng hay London cổ kính. Lòng vẫn trôi về bến, về cội nguồn văng vẳng ơi. Mái đình công trăng khuyết, Trường Sơn bát ngát câu hò, về ruộng lòng lơm thơm vào trí nhớ, về rặng tre già non măng non ta. Về những dòng người cuộn từ muôn muôn hướng, chảy không nguôi dòng máu lạc hồng, giấc mơ nào từng tác cạn biển Đông. Ta là ta ngàn Việt những dòng sông, dẫu khúc khuỷu bờ châu hay gần xiết cũng chạy về lòng biển. Chạy về với cánh đồng lúa chín, với rặng tre nghiêng chiều bến nước nghiêng trăng. Và tất cả ta gọi tên Tổ quốc, một Tổ quốc thiêng liêng màu sắc Việt, luôn dân đầy muôn nẻo bến bờ xa, luôn dân đầy muôn nẻo bến bờ xa. The mountains sing. The tallest mountains, Hanoi, 2012. My grandmother used to tell me that when our ancestors die, they don't disappear. They continue to watch over us. And now, I feel her watching me as I light a match, setting fire to 3 sticks of incense on the ancestors' altar, behind the wooden bell and plates of steaming food. My grandma's eyes glow as an orange-blue flame springs up, consuming the incense. I shake the incense to put out the fire, and it smolders, curtains of smoke and fragrance spiral towards heaven, calling spirits of the dead to return. Bà ơi, I whisper, raising the incense above my head. Through the mist veiling the border between our two worlds, she smiles at me. I miss you, Grandma, I said. A breeze gusts through the open window, holding my face like Grandma's hands once did. Hương, my beloved daughter. The trees outside my window rustle her words. I'm here with you always. I set the incense into the bowl in front of Grandma's portrait. Her gentle features radiate in the incense perfume. I stare at the scars on her neck. Remember what I said, darling. Her voice murmurs on the restless branches. The challenges faced by Vietnamese people throughout history are as tall as the tallest mountains. If you stand too close, you won't be able to see their peaks. Once you step away from the currents of life, you will have the full view. Tổ quốc gọi tên. Tôi đã nghe Tổ quốc gọi tên mình bằng tiếng sóng Trường Sa Hoàng Sa dội vào gần đá. Tiếng Tổ quốc vọng về từ biển cả, nơi bão tố dập dồn trăng lưới bủa vây. Tổ quốc của tôi tôi, tổ quốc của tôi, 4.000 năm chưa bao giờ ngơi nghỉ. Thắp lên ngọn đuốc hòa bình bao người đã ngã, máu của người nhuộm mặn sóng biển Đông. Ngày hôm nay kẻ lạ mặt rập rình, chúng ngang nhiên chia cắt tôi và tổ quốc. Chúng dẫm đạp lên dáng hình đất nước, một tấc biển cắt rời vạn tấc đất đớn đau. Sóng chẳng còn bình yên dẫn lối những con tàu, sóng nhuộm đỏ máu những người đã khuất. Sóng cuồn cuộn từ Nam chí Bắc, 90 triệu môi người thao thức tiếng Việt Nam. 90 triệu người lấy thân mình chở che tổ quốc linh thiêng, để giấc ngủ trẻ thơ bình yên trong bão tố. Ngọn đuốc hòa bình trên tay rực lửa, tôi lắng nghe tổ quốc gọi tên mình.
Our next reader is Nguyễn Lam. Lam is a writer and translator born in Thailand. She dropped out of school at 14 and taught herself English. She has translated 60 books, including several works by Nobel Prize-winning authors. She has written 6 books, including her best-selling memoir, Không Ngục Ngã, Never Give Up. Please welcome Nguyễn Lam.
Xin chào mọi người. Tôi muốn đọc bằng tiếng mẹ đẻ của tôi trước. Và phần đọc của tôi rất ngắn. Tôi viết một chút của một tản văn về cái không gian mà chúng tôi đã chia sẻ với nhau trong 2 tuần vừa qua, không gian lưu niệm Lê Bà Đảng. Tiếng gió thổi trên đỉnh đồi, giữa những cánh lá tựa như âm thanh của một trận mưa khô. Trong khi con suối nhỏ lặng lẽ chảy, giấu kín tiếng nói của mình trong lồng ngực. Ở đây những con chim sáng tác nhiều nhất. Chúng công bố tác phẩm của mình khắp bầu trời, khắp các vòm cây, khắp những núi mòn và những thảm cỏ. Ngay cả những cánh hoa rụng nằm trên cỏ trong giấc ngủ cuối cùng cũng được tắm trong những khúc hát ru trong trẻo mà lũ chim rút ruột gửi tặng không gian tha thiết của tự do. Khi bạn có tự do, bạn sẽ sáng tác được cho tất thảy. I'd like to read a piece of prose I wrote a few days ago at Lê Bá Đảng Memory Space. The sound of the wind on the hills is like that from a sower without water, while the little stream silently runs along the bank, keeping its voice inside its breast. Here the birds compose most. They publish their works all over the sky, in the foliage, along the paths, and on the lawns. Even fallen petals on their eternal sleep on grass are bathed in the lullabies with the bursting for their heart, as a gift to the space of freedom. When you have freedom, you can write for all. Thank you.
It has been such an honor for us to have Big Lam with us for the last 2 weeks. She's an amazing writer and a beautiful person who gives so much to everyone. So thank you, Big Lam. Our next reader is Alexandra Nguyen. Alexandra is a Vietnamese American poet from Sacramento, California. She was the 5th National Youth Poet Laureate of the United States and has performed her work at venues across the U.S. and internationally. She is currently a senior at Stanford University, majoring in American Studies. Please welcome Alexandra Huynh.
Dạ, kính thưa quý vị, tôi rất hân hạnh được đọc bài thơ cho quý vị hôm nay và tôi xin phép nói trong tiếng Anh nhé. This first poem is about the love that you can find in silence. Synonyms for silence. I think about my mother and the way she would ferry a piece of bok choy from her plate to mine when I wasn't looking, as if to say, I want more for you. Here is what I can give. I pass a bowl of sliced fruit in the kitchen and know it's meant for me. I wake up to folded sweaters at the foot of my door. I wash the bowls, sweep the floor, walk the dog. Our love language is a dispatch of finished tasks, meaning we can only build promises, not break them. Ask me about synonyms for silence, and I think about every car ride and phone call and restaurant line and photo where I need no small talk to mark progress, and instead rest in the gentle hum of our bodies. This too is a song. And what if silence is not silence, but a surrender to all else that demands to be felt? I am quiet because I am thinking. I have permission to bear witness to myself. There are things that need not be named to be real. Isn't gravity a pulling thing regardless of its name? And does the sky not blanket you, whether or not you call it? Look me in the eye. Tell me in all the speechless ways that I am here, and you are with me. So this is actually my first time visiting Vietnam. I would like to thank DVAN and my family for bringing me here. This poem is inspired by my reflections about my time here. The Dream of January. Oh, and one important thing, this is about me imagining what it would be like to ride a motorbike, or a Vespa, as I call it in the poem. The Dream of January. You're passed as a crush of breathless buildings streaming behind you, the dogs looking on, knowing you are going someplace crucial. Shopping bags dangle from either side of you like roses on a parade float, announcing your arrival. In another life, you watched lovers pass under this balcony and that, like sweat on the avenue between your shoulders, bar lights warming their faces into something like freedom. They were singing Saigon, you are my oldest brother. There are no new songs now, just the flicker of karaoke, faint like ghosts making love in another room. You catch a glimpse of yourself in a mirror hanging from a tree, and consider the conditions of your haunting. The geometry is simple. Displacement is the distance between where an object starts and where it ends up. The distance being the same no matter the direction of travel, the beginning and end interchanged, movement the key here. Today, you were like a bird on the Vespa, leaning fast to graze the wind, bracing, yes, for the distance. On either end of you, jamais, holding tight.
Thank you, Alex. Beautiful poetry. Our next reader is Abigail Lowe. Abigail is a Jurai and Day writer from North Carolina and a first-year Master of Fine Arts student in creative writing at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She is a co-founder of Voices of the Highlands and author of the children's book, Ya's Backyard Jungle. Please give a warm welcome to Abigail. Hello.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for being here. This is a fictional story called Older Than the Trees, and it is going to require audience participation at some point. So when I point to you, please repeat after me, and you'll know it when you hear it, so we don't need to practice, okay? Older Than the Trees. My eyes scan the bar for the person matching the screenshot glowing on my phone. Across the bar and on tabletops sit faux tea lights between patrons, one moment casting warmth onto their faces, and in the next, fading, rendering their bodies into silhouettes. How many in your party? I hear. Turning, I look down at a woman wearing all black, her smile so wide, I wonder at what point in the night it starts to hurt, or if she's used to it by now. 2, but he's here already, I think. She nods knowingly and gestures for me to follow her, leading me towards the back. The electronic music becomes white noise, the conversations I overhear, and languages I feel stupid for not being able to identify, until that too blurs when I hear English. English always pierces like a knife. We step into a room, smaller and quieter than a larger one, clouded with smoke, the smell of which I hope doesn't linger on my dress. I notice him immediately. A man sitting at the bar, lined with ashtrays, his face familiar only because my phone is one click from the photo I've been studying. He sets his cigarette down when he sees us. Sheepish that he recognizes me as easily as I do him, I wonder if he'd also stared at my photo, spent as much time picking apart my features, comparing. The woman bows and leaves. I'm relieved she doesn't expect gratuity. The man stands, revealing a simple outfit, unfazed by the street trends circulating the city. He extends his hand and firmly shakes mine, a decidedly formal greeting between relatives. "Cousin," he says, "you're so tall." I wasn't sure whether we'd be speaking English right away, but I'm thankful it's the former. The bartender sets a coaster down and asks what I'll be having. I ask for a moment to think about it, slide a menu towards me, and thumb through its sticky plastic pages. Setting Gui's eyes on me, I quickly settle on a singa and place my order. Cigarettes are 20 baht, Gui offers, not even $1 USD, I calculate quickly. Just a beer is fine. He nods, a beat passes. First time in Bangkok? First time in Asia, I clarify. How long have you lived here? 6 months. Truthfully, I had a million questions for this cousin who I barely knew existed. When I told my parents about this trip, they tried to convince me to spend a week with our family in central Vietnam. My parents used to share stories about our family, a smattering of relatives on both sides, but having never met them, they were as tangible to me as ghosts. They'd show us photographs, strangers in rubber sandals, point relatives out by names I had difficulty pronouncing, much less memorizing. They'd hold the landline to our ear when we least expected it, demanding that we greet the faceless relative on the other end. In a day, they would hiss when either Jenny or I dared open the conversation with a feeble hello. Unified thanks to international calling cards, still we were separated by static, oceans, and language. Over the years, the stories and forced phone calls dwindled, the photographs put away. Since my parents last visited a decade ago for our grandmother's funeral, they have often mentioned returning, but life was always tripping over itself, getting in the way. Not unlike how they pushed me to take care of Jenny, to find a school and job close to home, my parents pushed me to visit, even offered to pay for everything so long as I agreed to bring along gifts. Envelopes of cash and 2 boxes of medicine, toiletries, spam. I conjured excuses out of thin air. But, Ama, I don't know the language. But, Ami, I would be a woman traveling alone. I want to visit, I swore to them, but I'd already booked everything and I couldn't secure a visa in time. If you really wanted to, they countered, you would. At the very least, my father said, surrendering at last. Go see your cousin in Bangkok. A can of Singa materializes in front of me. Hui holds up his drink, amber engulfing a singular ice cube. As I reach to clink my aluminum against his glass, he pulls back. Do you know how to cheers? On the long plane ride, when I wasn't attempting to fall asleep, I studied basic Thai phrases. Hello, goodbye, thank you, how much? But this I didn't know. In Thailand, they say, Chan Yao, Shan Yao. I repeat as accurately as I can manage and reach out again. But he doesn't budge. But we're not Thai, he says with a mischievous smile. In that smile, I see a boy that must have worn his mother out growing up. In Vietnam, we say mot.
Hi.
No, you're supposed to repeat after me. Sorry, let's do that one more time. The instructions unclear. Mot. Hi. Ba. Yo. No, it's not done yet, it's not done. We clink. He tips his glass back and drinks with fervor, and I do the same. Eager to exchange my beer for a cocktail sweet enough to disguise the liquor, he signals the bartender. Curious, I spy the few others in the smoke room. Of the Asians, few as we are, I can't place who's Thai and who's not, who's local and who's foreign. I wonder how my cousin and I appear to outsiders, whether they can place us on a map or a family tree. While Hui's occupied with the bartender, I try to find a resemblance. Once the bartender hands us both our drinks, I ask, how do Ade people cheers? We just... He lifts his glass, taps it against mine, and drinks. I feel silly for asking, though I have no other way of knowing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abigail. Our final reader is Nguyễn Hình Trang. Trang is a Vietnamese writer and translator based in Hanoi, with 9 published books spanning novels, essays, and short story collections. She is a 2-time recipient of Vietnam's National Book Award. Please give a warm welcome to Nguyễn Hình Trang.
Xin chào mọi người. Trước hết là em xin được nói tiếng Việt. Cái tác phẩm em đọc ở đây thì nó là một cái tác phẩm mà hiện trong một cái bản thảo em đang thực hiện, em đang viết khi mà tham gia chuyến đi trú lần này. Nó dựa trên một câu chuyện về một gia đình rất là điển hình ở Hà Nội. Có lẽ là mọi người cũng biết là những người như tầm bố mẹ em thì là những người lớn lên trong thời bao cấp và họ chịu ảnh hưởng rất là lớn từ văn hóa Liên Xô, và thậm chí họ có thể là những du học sinh ở Liên Xô. Trong khi đó con cái họ thì có thể là du học sinh Mỹ hoặc là những người chịu ảnh hưởng rất lớn từ văn hóa châu Âu, văn hóa phương Tây. So the work that I will read today is an excerpt of a manuscript that I'm working on during the residency. It tells a typical story of a Hanoian family with parents who grew up in the subsidy period, thời bao cấp, and used to study in the Soviet Union while they shouldn't, grew up with the American culture. Cái tác phẩm này thì vốn là được viết bằng tiếng Việt, nhưng mà em xin phép được đọc phần tiếng Anh. Its name is The Black Coast of Leningrad. Father listened to the news of the Ukraine war at home the way people might listen to jazz in a cafe. The news was just wallpaper music, a constant presence that ran parallel to life but never disrupted it. It hovered above life like oil on water, distinct yet separate. It was dense enough to fill the space, to drown out silence, the silence of emptiness. Well, minimalism might be a trend, who doesn't know? But here, in the place he was meant to be, his parents' 3-story house built in the early 2000s, when the construction boom pushed westward from Hanoi. Emptiness is a taboo. A home should never hold too little furniture. Father's go-to phrase was always, back when I was young, we never had things like this. Things like this is an umbrella term for a broad range of things related to modern comforts. 2-way air conditioner, video calls, shopping online apps, SD25 rice, and lean milk powder, audiobooks, robot vacuums, glucosamine supplements, massage chairs, air purifiers, karaoke system, everyone blankets. And because there was a time when things like this never existed, their presence were like amulets hanging everywhere in the house to ward off the devils of subsidy, the ghouls of poverty of a bygone era. A home should never hold too little. It should never be too quiet either. Another father's go-to phrase was, back in the rationing period, scarcity was such a norm that even when you had some decent food, you ate it quietly, and when you managed to get your hands on a smuggled record, you dare not play it. Sounds, thus, was also a kind of talisman, nullifying the lurking shadows of the past. So there must be things, there must be sounds. Before Hùng even opened the door, he could already hear the duet of the smart TV and the smartphone, each tuned to a different channel, both reporting on the so-called Russia-Ukraine conflict, now entering its 1,000th day. Russian forces had advanced across the Donbas region, seizing numerous territories, while Ukraine initially acknowledged conducting evacuation flights. It later denied that Donbas has fallen to Russian control. Now, the public was uncovering inconsistency between Western and Ukrainian media narratives, revealing cracks in the portrayal of US weapons aid packages, which were turning out to be more show than substance. The broadcaster voice rose and fell with practiced rhythm, at times resolute, at times concerned, at times laden with worry. Truly, it was jazz, pure jazz, that cadence, that enthusiasm, those polyphonic layers, the jarring chords, even the ghost note lurking between the main lines of DVAN announcement. The emphatic declaration about Western deceit cut through like an altissimo note swirling from a saxophone, sharp enough to tear through the listener's senses. Then there were the quotes from Putin. Putin with Vulcan's swollen face, no different from the models on reality dating shows, as if channeling the jazz tradition of quoting a predecessor theme, to pay tribute, to converge, to engage in dialogue with history. Hùng stepped into his parents' home when that trio, a broadcaster, some European president on the news, and a Russian general also on the news, was reaching its climax, feeling like an unwelcoming guest. Father was having a guest, Uncle Ning, his old colleague at theoretical physics department at the Vietnam Institute of Physics. Father studied leptons, tiny particles. They could carry charge or not. When they carried charge, they were electrons. When they didn't, they were neutrinos. Every second, trillions of neutrinos pass through us, leaving no trace. They pass through us as though we were nothing, not even air, because air isn't empty. In the eyes of neutrinos, humans were like whales, whales like noodles, noodles like apartments, apartments like houses. None of it was anything. Hùng still remember all of that, and he still found it strange that in this life, where there were people who pursue such vain things, yet Father has scolded him countless times, accusing her always chasing after vanity.
Thank you so much, Jack. So to conclude this portion of our program, we'd like to welcome back to the stage the illustrious Bảo Long and poet Phan Quay Mai for a special collaborative piece. Please give them a warm welcome.
Đại Nội tặng những người dân Huế. Tiếng sét quằn thân cây, người làm vườn miệt mài từng mầm cỏ. Lũ nhấn chìm thành phố, người làm vườn miệt mài từng mầm cỏ. Thunder bends tree trunks. The gardener engrosses himself in sowing each seed of grass. Tempest sing the city. The gardener engrosses himself in sowing each seed of grass. Around his gray hair, flamboyant flowers red alongside his faded shirt, lotus flowers pink under his great hands. Royal courts decline. The gardener engrosses himself in sowing each seed of grass. On the collapsed royal dynasties, the sweat of humans rises from their ashes. rất nhiều. Và tôi cảm thấy là anh Nguyễn Quý Đức cũng ở đây với chúng ta ngày hôm nay. Anh Nguyễn Quý Đức là một người rất là yêu âm nhạc, yêu thơ ca, yêu nghệ thuật và yêu những người bạn của mình. Tôi thấy anh Đức ở đây và tôi cảm nhận tới về hơi ấm của anh. Cảm ơn tất cả mọi người rất nhiều. Cảm ơn ban tổ chức. I want to thank everyone for being here today to celebrate our special friend Nguyễn Quý Đức, celebrate life, celebrate the beauty of music, of poetry, of literature, of friendship, because anh Đức adores everything that we present today. I want to thank all the organizers for your hard work, all the artists for performing here today, the audience for being here with us. I want to thank DVAN especially for changing my life. This is my second residency ever, and both were offered by DVAN. So thank you for DVAN for believing in me from the very beginning. Thank you.
Tôi xin chia sẻ một câu chuyện đằng sau sự hợp tác này. Đây chính là ý tưởng của anh Bảo Long. Anh Bảo Long biết rằng là có những người bạn thì văn đến từ nơi xa xôi cùng với những người bạn Việt Nam, nên anh Bảo Long đã đề xuất là hãy cùng làm việc bằng một tác phẩm ngẫu hứng. Anh Bảo Long sẽ chơi nhạc cụ cùng với lại một người nhà thơ từ Việt Nam, và đây là kết quả của sự hợp tác, và hai người tôi thấy đã tập ở trên sân khấu trước một chút và kết quả thật là tuyệt vời. Rất xin cảm ơn các nghệ sĩ. Sau đây thì chúng ta hãy chuẩn bị cho mình một tinh thần và một tư thế thật là thoải mái. Chúng ta bắt đầu bước vào một cái thế giới âm nhạc của ba người bạn đến từ Hà Nội, cũng là những người đã rất quen thân với anh Nguyễn Quý Đức. Ban nhạc All That Mojo. All That Mojo đối với tôi là một cái điều kỳ diệu và gây tò mò, vì All That Mojo cứ mỗi lần mình xem ban nhạc biểu diễn thì tôi lại thấy có một điều gì đấy mới mẻ, và mỗi một cá nhân, người nghệ sĩ cũng đang tự không chịu dừng bước, luôn luôn tự tìm kiếm để có thể trở nên thú vị hơn, sáng tạo hơn, trưởng thành hơn. Bây giờ xin mời lên sân khấu anh Paul Zetter với Thanh Tú và David Long. Trong khi các nghệ sĩ chuẩn bị một chút thì Ellie sẽ xin giới thiệu qua về All That Mojo cũng như là từng nghệ sĩ. All That Mojo được ra đời, được thành lập ở Hà Nội đầu năm 2022, và tất nhiên Diasporic là một cái nơi trốn đã từng chào đón những thành viên của All That Mojo, và khi mà ban nhạc thành lập cũng đã chơi ở Diasporic là một cái địa chỉ rất là quan trọng đối với sự ra đời của All That Mojo. Và từng người một thì tôi xin giới thiệu qua anh Paul Zetter. Mình được tặng một cây guitar điện năm 15 tuổi, và từ đấy trở đi thì anh nghĩ rằng anh gắn bó với âm nhạc. Anh rất là yêu nhạc blues, nhạc jazz. Anh ngoài tài năng ca hát, anh còn chơi bass. Anh cũng được nhiều người mến mộ với tư cách là một nhà nghiên cứu và nhà làm phim. Về David Penn thì cũng đã làm việc tại Việt Nam trong hơn 20 năm qua, và anh đã từng chơi những sân khấu rất lớn cũng tại Huế cùng với ban nhạc rock và ngũ cung. Không biết là có ai biết ban nhạc rock ngũ cung không ạ? Vừa có bạn bảo là ngũ cung thời gian ngũ mới. Anh còn là một người yêu văn chương Việt Nam. Anh dịch văn chương Việt Nam từ tiếng Việt sang tiếng Anh, và vào cuối buổi hôm nay thì anh cũng sẽ đọc cho chúng ta một trích đoạn từ tác phẩm của bạn của chúng ta là anh Nguyễn Quý Đức. Về Tú thì Tú tốt nghiệp thanh nhạc tại Cao đẳng Nghệ thuật Hà Nội, và Tú là một nghệ sĩ rất là đa tài và đa năng. Tú hoạt động tích cực trong nghệ thuật sân khấu, nghệ thuật biểu diễn. Hiện nay đang làm việc tại sân khấu kịch ATH, và còn là thành viên của nhóm nhạc Lạc Ngoai, rất là thú vị. Và quý vị có thời gian thì hãy theo dõi nhóm nhạc Lạc Ngoai. Bây giờ thì xin mời All That Mojo ạ. Rất là xin cảm ơn.
Never let us walk, never let me alone. behalf of Pooh and Dave and myself, it is to be here. What a very, very special honour. We feel so privileged to be here with so much beautiful talent and to see the friendships. Just wanted to say thank you so much for having us. All the songs we're playing tonight are Duke's favourite songs. We were born in Duke's bar in Tadioto in the back room. It's the first concert we played as a proper band together, and I must say, without him we wouldn't really be here. There's so many strands of his influence, as I'm sure you will know, bringing us together. And everything we play is for Duke. And if you can imagine another chair on this stage, we hope he's listening to us. And this is the first song that we got him to star in a video, a music video. Probably it wasn't his first one actually. And so we, in the daytime, we went to Tadioto, I set my camera up, and the whole thing was he was a tortured poet, so it's kind of typecasting. And he was writing in his note, it's beautiful.
Tortured poet with amazing shoes.
With very nice shoes, like leopard skin shoes. And it was just so much fun, and this song really, it feels like this is where we started, and it's called Footprints in the Dust. One of the most amazing outpourings of humanity was when Duc was in hospital, and he had 24-hour visitors, and some of those visitors are here today. And we used to go to the hospital and we played him some of these songs, the ones we're playing now, and we played him this song. It's a beautiful song written by our beautiful singer.
I think this is the moment for me to say that the song is called Lối Ta Về. It's in Vietnamese. Sương đêm đã dần
list, and Tu and I had a really interesting email a couple of days ago. It was from Vietnam Airlines, and it said, "We're very, very sorry about your flight from Hue to Hanoi on Sunday. It's going to go early." Like, I've never had an email from Vietnam Airlines with anything which is an earlier flight as opposed to a later flight. So we're going to have to, Tu and I will have to leave. We're going to miss what looks like a beautiful party. Yes, I know, blame Vietnam Airlines. One of the amazing things Duke used to do, as I'm sure you know, he used to handwrite our programs. Sometimes, only 10 people would come, or less sometimes, but he used to find out our set and do this beautiful calligraphy. And we actually made another video of him doing his calligraphy, which we'll send you a link to later. But one of the things I miss now, every time we do a concert, I'm always thinking, how can you top a handwritten program? We're going to play a song for him. It's called Road Type Tune. And Duke loved romantic songs. He liked Tom Waits. He liked all types of blues. And he really encouraged me, and especially in my songwriting, to use poetic devices, to not just make lyrics, but to follow you guys and try and get some poetry. And when I wrote this, I was thinking of how much it inspired me in my words. The music kind of looks after itself in my writing, but the words were always a struggle, or more of a struggle. And this one is that I'm dedicated to do. And this is going to feature David on the guitar, and it takes a verse, and it's called Road Type Tune. And it's off our first and debut album, which is dedicated to Dirk. And it's called Last Goodbyes. The album notes.
Shooting stars on the tarmac lead the way back to you, and all the signs promise good times and fodder for the mule. And this radio only plays static. The voices come and go, fragments of dreams and memories mixed together for the late night show. While I sing this road type tune and make my way back to you, I sing this road type tune and follow the line of the moon. I
I think we need to get a saxophone player up here. Is he around? Do you want to come up and play some couple of tunes? The first time I met Dirk, Lon was playing saxophone in Tadioto, and that kind of sealed the deal. All the songs we've played so far are ones we played for Dirk, but we wanted to do something special today for you, a song we've never played live before, and it's actually a very, very old song. As I said, it was an old romantic. We loved all the old country songs we played, like Goodnight Irene, and the Singing Waterfall. And we haven't played in this, but we're playing it today in your company. It's called An Angel Watching. It's an old traditional American spiritual. But we can play happy songs too. And so we're going to do a happy song now. And I think it's about how we all feel about with the memory of Duck that we have to bounce back. We have to be better people than we were before when we knew him. That's all he would want. So we have to live a better life and have stronger friendships. And this embodies, to me, the spirit that Duck has left us, the energy, the creativity. So this is a song that we haven't played you yet, but we know you're going to love it. It's called Come Back Strong. This is like our previous beautiful writer. This has a bit of audience participation, so we're looking at you two. And all you need to know are the 3 words, come back strong. We'll give you a clue and a cue, but it's pretty obvious.
Cảm ơn anh Paul, cảm ơn anh DVAN, cảm ơn Tú rất nhiều. Rất là tiếc khi mà phải chia tay sớm với anh Paul với cả Tú vì hai người phải chạy ra sân bay sau kịp giờ bay. Tiếc quá, và vô cùng cảm ơn anh Paul, rất là cảm ơn Tú, và xin hãy cho một tràng vỗ tay thật là to. Bây giờ thì xin mời tất cả quý vị, chúng ta đã đi đến những cái thời gian cuối của cái sự kiện gặp gỡ hôm nay, và Linh xin mời tất cả mọi người lại quay trở về Huế, quay trở về thành phố xinh đẹp mà chúng ta đang hiện diện, và cùng lắng nghe những lời chia sẻ, những lời tự sự từ những người bạn của anh Quý Đức. Trước khi mà chúng ta lắng nghe thì đã được xin phép chuyển cái slide về chị Phương, người bạn của anh Quý Đức, chia sẻ những dòng mà chị viết về anh Đức trong một chuyến đi thăm Huế rất là đặc biệt của chị Phương và anh Quý Đức. Tức là chúng ta hãy dành một chút thời gian để mà không gian có thể lắng lại. Sau đấy thì người chị Phương và chị Phương cũng cần một chút thời gian để mà tạm biệt Tú và anh Sô rất cần.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. And this is the first time I'm in front of the audience who are the dearest friends, also musicians, artists, writer, poets come from afar, overseas in Hanoi. So you see, I'm travel now, so never in front of even 5 our friends. So tonight I would love to share. I wouldn't dare to call it a poem, just some of my thoughts. I have my privilege to join 10 years ago in Hue in his trip as a sidekick for Anthony Buddha. Then he took me to his grandparents' house in a small land near in Paris city. Then he told me 1 hour during the evening about his childhood when he was 8 years old. So I was moved by his stories. Then I wrote few words that I didn't have chance to share with him, same like all of you, that you didn't have chance to share with him your love to him. So allow me to share some of my thoughts in Vietnamese, and Thank you so much, David, and really helping me to translate into English. So forgive me if I'm trouble. Theo bước chân, theo hơi ấm về chốn cố đô, trước thềm nhà cổ nâu trầm khói hương, sau màn trúc vẹn nguyên nơi thờ người công trạng, nuốt lời kể ngược dòng trôi, chốn xưa có tiếng nói cười, có cậu bé nhại vang ngõ nhỏ, hàng trà dầu xanh lối vào đổi thay, 40 mấy năm ngược xuôi châu lục, cậu bé năm xưa trở về trầm mặc, khói thuốc lửng lơ đầu cổng, ánh trăng trên kia vòng vọng tự muôn đời. So this is some of my talk I would love to send to you and in front of you, and thank you. It's an honor to be here tonight, and thank you so much.
Bây giờ thì Liên Ly sẽ xin mời người bạn của anh Quý Đức, anh David Payne, mà lúc đầu Liên Ly đã giới thiệu. David Payne đã dành rất là nhiều thời gian để đọc lại những gì mà anh Đức đã viết, những di sản văn chương mà anh Đức để lại. Và tối hôm nay hẳn là có một cái ý nghĩa rất là đặc biệt khi mà anh David Payne đã lựa chọn những dòng thơ. Anh David sẽ đọc trích đoạn một bài thơ của anh Quý Đức. Xin mời anh David Payne.
Thank you, Winley. Is it okay if I stand a bit closer? And thank you to all of you. I won't speak with a lot of thank yous, even though they are owed, because it's already a quite long program. I'm going to stand really close, because in Tarioto, any of you who have been there for an event, we're always right there with the people who are there with us. Usually there's about 30 centimeters between when I'm playing guitar, the first row of people in the chairs, and Duke is set up. So I'd love to feel close with you all tonight. I wanted to start this very small last section and really end the night with some of Duke's words. And this is some words that he spoke, I think every time nearly he hosted a poetry night when he was welcoming many other poets and writers to read his words or his own words. Like, finally shut up. Will you finally listen to me? And those words mean that they were always funny and lovely words, and you know, Engduk had so much to say, and we were always listening to him, I must say. But of course, you know, over a year ago on the 22nd of November, or the 10th of the 10th month on the lunar calendar, Engduk finally left us. He finally shut up. And I think we saw so many people all around the world. Maybe they didn't stop and listen. They had so much to say. And so much outpouring, I think, from many people on both sides of the Pacific Ocean, but also all over the world. Places that Engduk himself spent time in Morocco, in London, in France, and people that, you know, there were Australians writing. He'd never been to Australia, but they had met him and been so touched by him. So I wanted to bring firstly the words Engduk would usually introduce a night of readings. And then, I guess the second thing, who would dare to read someone else's words? Who would dare to excerpt someone else's poem? But Engduk is not here with us in person to read, only in spirit. And so I wanted to bring a few of his words to you. I travelled with Engduk. I spent so many nights with him in Hanoi. I was with him in Phuong, in Morocco, and in Hoi An, of course. And this is the first time I'm with Duke in Hue, I must say. You know, just very short introduction. You know, so much of Engduk's writing is about the difficulty or even the impossibility of life and love and peace after war and after trauma. It's all the way through his writing, and so much of that writing is about Hue. Anh Duc felt that he left so much unfinished in terms of the debt he owed to his parents, unfinished in terms of the writing that he was working on in the years and the months before he left us. But he finished so much, he did so much, and he touched so many. And I thought because we were in Hue, I would read something that Anh Duc wrote with Hue that was always in his heart, if that's okay. So maybe we go to the next page, you can follow. Anh Duc wrote this poem, it's called Language or Montu. He wrote it in both languages, and in his English there is a little bit of Vietnamese. I'm only reading part of it, and I may dare to read a few words in Vietnamese as well. And just, as I said, it's an excerpt. I would encourage all of you to find this poem. If you message me, I can also let you know where to find it. I owe you more than apologies, but no more words. I have talked always of memory and suffering, given details of where the skin was torn, the unbelievable, unhealing scars. And I've talked until I no longer know who you are. My eyes still see nothing but what passed long ago. I wait for some future that can put my many parts back together. But raindrops won't go back into clouds. Mây tựa, mưa rơi, nước ngược về trời. We make plans and rescind. We are exiles. Our lives consist only of memories. Quá khứ. Homes that cannot be home. We became nomads, modern cities of the desert. We cross not so much for salvation, nor for subsistence. We cross our endless deserts looking for ourselves. You who know this should have known love would have been impossible. We types of exiles live backwards. Where to go backwards is where my mother was born. You would like the perfume river, although in Hue we would always prefer its native self. Sông Hương, a river that flows unrushed out to sea as if the town's 1,000 years of sorrow never entered its currents. Upon the sidewalks in the shade of the old flame trees, lovers whisper lines they think original, unaware of all the ghosts. Hue is where mother met father, fell in love, and I died my first death that spring, when it wasn't enough for soldiers to kill in the battlefields. My losses began then and haven't ended. I carry you still, the way I carry Hue. But you and I carry the things we love as we do losses. Mut, deep in a place exiles keep forever out of sight. Thank you for the chance to read, and I think if we just progress one more slide, this is a line I think dear friends in DVAN will all know. I think he begins the last essay you published of Anh Duc with this line. He started so many pieces of writing with this line, and I think it was one of the truths that defined and beat so strongly in him. Others will remember it differently. And maybe another version that I'm not going to read this, but also to share with you Anh Duc the poet in one other way, his Vietnamese writing. This was the preface he wrote to a collection of poems that hopefully will find their way to readers in Vietnam and all over the world, like some of his other unpublished writing. So thank you all for the chance to dare to read a few of Anh Duc's words tonight.
Chúng ta sắp phải tạm dừng cái sự gặp gỡ này, cái sự chia sẻ này, và mong rằng những cái lời mà anh Duc viết trên kia sẽ đồng hành, và chúng ta sẽ nhớ những lưu giữ những kỷ niệm, đồng thời xây những kỷ niệm mới từ cái buổi tối hôm nay. Bây giờ xin mời chị Casey lên đây cùng với tôi để chúng tôi có thể cảm ơn sự hiện diện của tất cả mọi người. Xin mời chị Casey.
Thank you everyone so much for for joining us this evening. We are so grateful for your presence, for the friends and the people who have traveled so far to be here to support the writers, the musicians, all of our friends in Hanoi and in Hue and in the United States. Thank you all so much for being here and making this such a special evening for us all. Thank you, and we wish you a safe journey home. Thank you, everyone.
DVAN cảm ơn tất cả mọi người. Xin thay mặt tất cả mọi người cảm ơn DVAN, cảm ơn chị Tracy, cảm ơn cảm ơn và xin chào